What is going on, guys? Today I've got some FIFA 19 career mode news for you. I'll leave the link to this interview in the description. You'll be able to read the questions and answers. It was an interview with the creative director and gameplay producer for FIFA 19. So I'm going to go through this and also with the information I have garnered so far with interviews and a few others just that I've read online so far, there's been a few people talking to them because obviously there's been the events where people can play the game early and all that kind of stuff at certain events, but we are going to go through the career mode information here because obviously there's just some gameplay. Not everything's about career mode, so I'm just going to go straight to the career mode section. We're going to go to find and we'll go down. Like I said, I'll leave the link in the description if you want to read all of it, but you know my channel is largely based around career mode in FIFA, so we're going to be seeing exactly here how big of an update can fans anticipate for career mode. So it's something we'll be talking about as we head up to Gamescom. So that's a big thing, guys. This is not just it. You're like, oh, is that it? No, it's not it. It's not it. There's going to be more. But I think right now there's a big update in the sense that Champions League is there, and we kind of showed in the presentation of how we implement that. That's for sure. Before even listening to this, I knew that it would be implemented even more so. Before we go into more, I've talked about how the journey, they have it within, they've got all the press conferences and they've got all those cut scenes in the journey. So they should be able to easily implement that in FIFA career mode if they want to. They can do that. So it's how we kind of showed it in the presentation of how we implement that. Obviously, Champions League, we had a variation of it, a generic variation of it for years, but I think it's time. Obviously, it hasn't been called Champions League, but now they've got the official rights, so they can really do anything now. It's not just being able to call it Champions League, but they can do so much more with it. But I think it's time. Career mode is the most authentic it's ever been. That is great news. Obviously, you can just say that by it being called Champions League now, but they're definitely going to be putting that work in. So that in itself is a big update, like I just mentioned as well. But it's not just the fact it's in there. Like I was just saying right there, it's not because it can be called Champions League now, not Champions Cup. But the way they've implemented it, the whole user interface takeover, the cinematic scenes within the UI, showing the Europa League draw. Obviously, Champions League is also not just Champions League; it's Europa as well. So that covers all of Europe. So that's super cool. So I think the integration of that and in just of itself is all we can really talk about right now. See, obviously, I think, judging off this little information they're giving here, is that they're going to talk more about it at Gamescom, and there is actually going to be some career mode information, what they're going to do. But I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be judging off previous years. I'd love to be surprised, but I think this is going to be the major thing. And I've read there is going to be press conferences as well. We'll go into that more. Probably what you're waiting for when you see the thumbnail, but yeah, that's going to be a big part of it because that's been confirmed from other producers as well. People have had interviews with. They've talked on I've read things on Twitter and stuff like that for people that's, like I said, play the game early at these certain events already. So that is really cool. We'll talk about that more, but it's a sufficiently big change to career mode that people will kind of love it because it's now 100% authentic. That is, yeah, for sure. That's what we want. And that's what I've been missing from career mode exactly. It's going through the motions. It doesn't feel authentic the way it is in FIFA 18 because I'm someone who's played career mode for years, over 10 years. Back in FIFA 06, FIFA 07, used to play on PC, and some of those years used to have a bit more in-depth features. We won't go into that, but yeah, if you've seen videos like that, I've seen some people make comparisons and all that, but there used to be all different coaches you can hire, all these different staff and level of the staff, and now you just have scouts, essentially. You don't really have staff you hire, but yeah, like I said, hopefully that's something they could easily add back into the game, and yeah, we would love that. But yeah, that's basically it on career mode. for this interview here, there's no more. That's the career mode stuff. There was a hint. It's more stuff about the gameplay. If you want to read this, like I said, I will leave the link in the description. But if you've been reading all the FIFA 19 stuff already, the information, this was released a few days ago as well, when all the other kind of videos released, like all the official trailer, and I made a couple of videos. You can check them. I'll probably leave a link in the description as well, that I gave my thoughts on. But yeah, we're going to take a look at a couple of images now. And firstly, big mention to Foot Mentor. He's the one who's created these couple of images I've shown you here today. And first up, the manager's locker room. Massive shout out to Foot Mentor. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. I'll leave his link in the description, as he will be surely posting more of these. And with things that have been mentioned, this has been mentioned with interviews and people talking to developers for career mode and all kind of stuff like that. People are saying that there are going to be customizable managers, and this is just a general idea. Like I said, this is just a concept design. It doesn't mean it's going to look exactly like this, but it's going to give you a general idea how you can customize. It's getting ideas from the journey, how the journey is with Alex Hunter, all the different things like the cutscenes and the press conferences, and also the way you can customize. Probably something like changing the hair and getting tattoos. Maybe not as much with a manager, but if that was, that would be pretty cool. Like, you wouldn't see many, but in like being realistic, but it would be cool to have that flexibility, because a lot of us who play career mode are younger, not like the real age of a manager in real life. You might get a few older guys playing, that's for sure, but not in case you are, just saying in case you are, but majority of the target audience is a bit younger, probably under 30, I would say. I heard someone else say under 25, but then I'm sitting here myself, I'm 27 years old. I was like, hey, I still play career mode a lot, but this will be really cool. Say if you get a different jacket as well, and you could have maybe a different attire for different situations, whether it be pending on the weather or just different competitions. You could have your suit, you have the tie, you have a different, just a shirt, just for the Premier League, maybe for Champions League, home and away. So so many different options they could make, that really, to make those different options like that to choose, shouldn't be too difficult for them to add into the game. So I'm really excited because, like I said, this is a concept design, so it is not going to look like this in FIFA 19, but it's going to give you a general idea, because it is something that has been confirmed by multiple people who have been able to talk to the producers for career mode, or just within FIFA in general. So that is very exciting, that there will be something similar like this. And like I said, it would make sense that it will be in the game, as there is something similar for Alex Hunter within the journey. And it looks like they're trying to incorporate those things they already have in the game, in FIFA essentially, but on the journey. So it does really make sense why they would put it in career mode, and why it will actually happen. So here we are on to press conferences, and how I've been talking about once more, something that will really most likely be taken from the journey. That's the way EA will be able to really add it into career mode easily, because it's already in FIFA, like I mentioned. So you see those options at the bottom. If you're someone who's just completely ignored the journey, which I'm not sure many people would, I'm sure you want to at least try it, but it's got those questions, and then you have the 3 options. That will be really nice. It'll add a bit more to currently how the press conferences are, and I'm not sure you can really brand them as press conferences. You say like there's like the same options every single time essentially. So it will be good if the questions from the press are different, and it'll be cool like after the match and before the match. Hopefully EA put a bit of depth into their questions, and there isn't just 1 or 2, and not the same ones every time, not the answers every time that are going to be exactly the same, because that's something that will still get boring, and it might be a bit of a hassle. So I'm just being a bit honest here, judging how things have been added in the past, and maybe the press conferences and all those cut scenes, maybe they could get a bit annoying if they don't feel fresh and you're not just saying the same things every single time, you know what I mean? And like how and because they added it for the transfers and negotiations, all that kind of stuff previously, I really think they're going to do that for this year. So that's why I didn't want to show you guys something that was maybe unlikely chance. And this is even, like, these two have been confirmed. Obviously, they haven't announced these are features yet, but from people that have got their hands on the game early already, gone to events, played the game, and talked to producers of the game as well, they have mentioned these things in career mode to them without being officially announced yet, but would be expecting these will be the features that are going to be announced in FIFA 19 career modes and more. No doubt more, like in the interview like I was reading before. Obviously Gamescom. Gamescom is going to be where we're going to have to look out for, and that's where it looks likely for EA to announce some more information about career mode. So I'm really, really excited. It's just going to add something a bit more, makes career mode more than just playing games. Obviously, there's transfers, but you can't make... Well, you can actually make transfers at any time, but yeah, you don't go through the whole season making transfers. Like, that's unrealistic. Like people always say in career mode series when you sign certain players. But yeah, like, oh man, I'm so excited for career mode now. So guys, I'll leave it here. I won't drag it on too much more, but if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for career mode videos, as I'll be doing plenty once FIFA 19 is out, and I'll catch you guys next time.